It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music and entertainment breakdowns and commentary. All right, we're about to do another Let's Talk session, which of course means we're going to be on here for a little minute, a little longer than the average videos, you know what I'm saying? Because we've got multiple topics to touch on. This is our variety show of the day. As y'all can see here, we've got GloRilla, we've got Megan Thee Stallion. They've got some things coming. We've got Cardi B in the corner. She's facing some adversity. And we've got Diddy, Miss Ethiopia Have to Marry Him, and Diddy's 1999 victim, Miss Natanya Rubin, all in the bottom third there. Because, of course, we're going to keep giving updates on this Diddy case until it is either solved, resolved, or tossed. You know, every couple of days there are new findings, new people making statements. This thing is it's the biggest story in music that's not related to music right now. So we're going to keep updating y'all as it happens. But we're going to start on a positive note. Then we're going to get into the criminal aspect of everything, okay? We're going to let that just wait in the wings for a bit. So the big story, you know what I'm saying, which is signified by the bigger heads in the back, Megan Thee Stallion and GloRilla, it seems like they may have some music on the way. As we all know, they're about to go on tour together. That's about to get underway. The tickets are selling out. Don't take it up with me. Take it up with your local Ticketmaster vendor. Take it up with Megan Thee Stallion's PR team as they keep updating how they're having to add shows and locations due to the ticket selling. If that's something that you have an issue with, take that up with them, okay? I'm not standing outside selling tickets. I'm not standing outside selling motherfucking Witty Hooten merch. So it's not going to affect me left, right, up, or down whether or not the tour succeeds. But I do want to see them do well. So I'm wishing them the best. But again, it seems as though Megan and GloRilla do have some music together in the works coming soon. Now, Glo's project is supposed to be dropping on the 5th, which is this Friday. Errthang. She has been previewing a little bit of music from the project. We got the Yeah Glow single. That thing has been buzzing. It's been doing what it's supposed to do. It's gotten her back on the map, giving her a return to grace, coming from a tough year in 2023. Right? Getting on the road, about to do this thing, about to drop this project. I hope that it definitely propels her to the next level, to where she gets seen on the same level as a Megan Thee Stallion, perhaps as a Cardi B, you know. But nonetheless, there's a little leakage going on. You know, first, Megan and Glo, they did a post online, you know what I mean, talking about Too Thick, and they dancing, getting together, whatever. But I was on Twitter earlier today, and I see that there might be a music video that's already been shot from these ladies. And unfortunately, it was on mute, so I can't hear what the song sounds like. But I would like to go ahead and just take the liberty of playing what I saw on Twitter. Hopefully, you know, the powers that be don't come over here and try to play with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Because if it does become a problem, what I'm saying will be phantom footage. You know what I mean? And it just is what it is. So let's get to the little sample that I saw earlier today. As you can see there, the caption says, "Hold on, is that Megan Glo? Are we going to get some new music soon?" And you can see them as they zoom in. It looks like both Megan and Glo are doing their juking. You know, Glo getting Megan acclimated to that style of dance. Got some blonde wigs going on, reflector glasses and stuff like that. They got these Letterman jackets on. Looks like they're having an amazing time there. Megan, you know, doing what she does best. And that's just a little scene. Somebody's getting fired for leaking this footage out there. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm not mad at it because it lets us know something is afoot. And I'm here for it. I'm ready to press play on it. So hopefully they deliver. Because if they come out and they drop a dud as a collab together, that's going to be the laughing stock of the industry for at least 2 to 3 business days, if not 2 to 3 business weeks, especially for people that want to be in competition with Megan Thee Stallion. You know, she's been on a tear coming into the new year. So if she does something that doesn't really hit like it's supposed to, her detractors are going to have things to rain dance about. So we'll see how that goes, right? Now, getting into the criminal aspect of things, before we get to Diddy, we got to talk about Miss Cardi B. She's got some things from her past that still remain over her shoulder. As I'm reading this article here, it says Cardi B's alleged assault victim accuses the rapper of using her celebrity status to get her fired after an altercation. Okay, I believe I talked about this incident a couple weeks ago on my channel. Unfortunately, we've got more updates coming. Hopefully, Cardi B can wiggle her way up out of this, but if not, it could get a little tricky. Now, the female security guard, who accused Cardi B of assaulting her at a medical facility building, revealed that she needed plastic surgery after the alleged incident. According to court documents, Ms. Imani Ellis detailed the aftermath following the February 24th, this is 2018, mind you, encounter with Ms. Cardi B. She claims Cardi attacked her at a Beverly Hills doctor's office building. The guard was working, and when she noticed, the guard was working at the building when she noticed Cardi leaving. She said she approached her, but then the exchange went left. In the suit, the security guard claims Cardi struck her head, her face, and her body. So she got rapped by the rapper, allegedly. In court documents, Ms. Ellis claims that Cardi used her long fingernails, causing Ellis to sustain facial injuries that required plastic surgery. Cardi also swung at Ellis to strike her in the face and body. Ellis accused the musician of using profanities and racial slurs during the alleged assault. Okay, so she's saying she used her long fingernails, she used profanity and racial slurs allegedly. Okay, that's what she's saying. Now, I have not seen what Miss Ellis looks like. You know, I'm looking for Miss Imani Ellis somewhere, but it looks like her identity is being concealed. So I don't know what type of racial slurs she is alluding to. If she called her a nigga, perhaps. Cardi B is known for using that word. Some people try to say she can't say it. They try to say that she's not black, all of that type of stuff. But I could have swore she had a black father. But you know, whatever the fuck y'all want to get into, man, I don't care when it comes to that. Like, I've been hearing Puerto Rican, Mexican people say nigga my entire life. Never thought nothing of it. If y'all did, you know, that's on you. But I heard them call each other wetbacks and stuff like that too, not to encourage that slur. Anyway, Ellis' lawsuit demanded unspecified damages for her alleged injuries, mental anguish, and anxiety. In a newly filed motion, Ellis claims that Cardi was the aggressor and attacked her while she was employed as a security guard, claiming, and Cardi B was not injured in this incident, basically trying to say, hey, I was the one hurt, she wasn't. Well, if you ran up on her and she wasn't trying to be bothered, sometimes people react. I don't know. She said Cardi's intent was to cause injuries so she could not return to work. So hold on. You think she intentionally injured you so you would never be able to come back to work? I don't know. When a person whoop your ass, that's typically something in the moment. I'm not thinking about when you come back to work. She would have to really be on some fucking diabolical pinky in the brain type shit to be thinking ahead like that. They say she even used her celebrity status to get Miss Ellis fired from her post as a security guard. She says by threats, coercion, intimidation, physical force, including assault and battery, it has prevented her from coming back as a security guard, which was something she had a right to do under the law. I don't know, man. This is from 2018. I don't know what Cardi did, man. She might have said, fuck that beat. Fuck her. If I see her back up in here while I'm trying to get my surgery or whatever I got going on, I'm going to beat her ass again. You know, she might have said that. She might have said, And anytime you book me with them hoes, it's gonna be big drama. Is she possibly said that? I don't know. Oh man, she says Cardi has done everything in her power to strong arm her lawyers to delay this trial. She says this was a very serious incident that occurred again on February 24th, 2018, which has scarred her for the rest of her life, not only because of the assault and battery, but also because of the betrayal. How can a lady that don't know you betray you? What's going on here, people? Man, you really trying to stretch this out to get you some money on, and I'm not mad at you for trying to get yours. You know, you got your ass whooped by a celebrity who's only gotten bigger over time. You want to get your money on, and you know, I think eventually Cardi will have to pay you. That is probably what's gonna happen in the very near future. She's gonna have to pay you something. But you laying it on thick. You laying it on thicker than goddamn shea butter. Okay? Talk about the betrayal. How can I betray you when I don't know you? On some on some King of the Hill, I don't know you. Goddamn. These allegations get crazy and crazy, but hey man, take your ass whooping, man. You approached her in a way that she wasn't feeling. Take your ass whooping, take your money, go home. But I feel you. In the meantime, you got to do what you got to do to defend yourself, man. Cardi, you talking about all these girls? If they got an issue with you, y'all could just fight. You don't need no more fights. You don't need to be putting your hands nor feet on nobody else. You don't need to be thinking about swinging at nobody. Only thing you need to be swinging at is the motherfucking microphone, okay? And don't be slinging that into the crowd furthermore either. You're going to have to get your temper under control. Gonna have to practice some Namyorike or something. See a therapist. See somebody, anger management class. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, you're going to find your ass in jail. You're going to find your ass picking up goddamn trash on the side of the highway. And people going to be like, is that motherfucking Bacallus over there? Hey, or Belcalis, however you say that shit. So, figure it out. Do what you got to do to get your mental right, so where you ain't got to, because even though this was in 2018, you still out here saying how much you want to fight. You got short nails now. We could get it on. We could Royal Rumble in the ring, Rumble in the jungle, Ali. No, stop it. You're a multimillionaire. You got mansions. You're married. You got 3 children. I think you got 3, either 2 or 3 children, however many children. And Offset got enough children to fill up your time slot. So focus on the good. Focus on how beautiful life is. Focus on your music. You know, getting the album out, trying to get a tour together. You know what I'm saying? Focus on things of that nature, right? Just because you got some 5011 Reeboks don't mean you got to take it back to the old school on motherfuckers. You feel me? So get that in check. In other violent news, of course, we've got Diddy and his allegations. We don't really have to go through all of that. We know the story. I've talked about the story numerous times on the channel, but there are a couple of updates that have hit the streets. Number one, it seems that Diddy has been disallowed from this year's Met Gala. He will not be receiving an invitation. He is not welcome on the grounds. The couture world is allegedly turning their backs on him. The fashion world is allegedly saying, we don't want you around until we figure out what the fuck you did and did not do. Okay? So don't expect to see him putting on his monkey ass gear this year. Okay? In other news, we've got Miss Natanya Rubin. I've spoken about her in the past. And shout out to Miss Natanya Rubin, I must say, because my previous video where I spoke on her last month, she actually came into the comments and clarified a few things. I guess I made a comment where I said she may be 60 years old. She told me she's 53. So salute to that. She also said, hey, I did not get hit with any bullet fragments. I got hit with a 9mm round. I've been very steadfast in telling the people that since the night of the shooting. Been telling them that the whole time. I have not wavered in my response. So I want to give a big shout out to Miss Natanya Rubin for clearing those things up. I thought I represented your story well, but in the discrepancies, I apologize, and we're here to rectify those things, okay? But now she's got a new update for the people. All right. So getting back into who Miss Natanya Rubin is, remember, 1999, Diddy, Shine, in the club New York. Things go left. Some sort of incident pops off. Shots get fired. Jennifer Lopez gets stuck with the gun. She gets the fuck out of Dodge. She left Diddy and hasn't dated a black man since. The shit we know about. Well, Miss Natanya Rubin is the actual victim who was shot when that gun went off. Okay, this was December 1999. Two other people were injured. Unfortunately, Miss Natanya was shot in the face, right? Which is why in the thumbnail you see her nose area covered below her eyes, because those are bandages. And now she's coming out telling News Nation that she would allow doctors to remove the pieces of the bullet still embedded in her head in order to prove Diddy shot her. She says, if I didn't suffer, I'm willing to have a doctor remove a part of the 9mm bullet in my face so that they can use it as evidence if need be for this trial, and it may cost me my life. Come on, man. How many people you know are willing to go get, when you have a bullet, especially in your head or anywhere in your body near vital arteries and stuff like that, sometimes you just got to leave the bullets in there, because if you remove them, it could throw things off in your body and people can die. She says she's willing to get fragments removed from her face to identify them as the ballistics from the original shooting weapon. She's willing to risk her life to do that, to prove this nigga is the culprit. Yes, I said culprit, not culprit. I said that. All right. So we all know Shine took the rap for that, went away for a while, went and got deported to Belize. He's become some sort of government official out there. Yeah. People that were involved in this were Diddy, of course, Jennifer Lopez, as stated, his former bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones, and rapper Jamal Shine Barrow. Gunfire erupted. 4 were arrested. Charges were dropped against J-Lo before the case went to court. She cooperated with investigators at the time and has since denied any wrongdoing regarding that fateful night. Diddy and Mr. Jones were acquitted of all charges after the 2001 trial. Shine was only 21 at the time. He was convicted of assault and gun possession and sentenced to 10 years prison time. Now, the trial is back in the limelight more than 20 years later after the Rodney, a.k.a. Lil Rod Jones, lawsuit has taken the industry by storm. He says he was subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy at his direction, and that he was forced to engage in relations with sex workers who Diddy had hired. We all know this, but I'm just keeping y'all up to date. We always got to give y'all a little something as to what's going on with that. Not too much, But yeah. As for Miss Natanya Rubin, she says, when I was fighting for my life on the operating table in St. Vincent's Hospital for the doctors to remove the bullet, that was the portion of the bullet that had shattered and was aspirating into my lungs. They had already held Miss Lopez and let her go and dropped her charges after about an hour. She said, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm grateful that God spared my life back on that fateful day on December 27, 1999. I'm a living miracle. Diddy himself, for years, has strongly denied all allegations against him. They settled out of court, but it seems that things didn't go as needed. So she says she is still seeking restitution and will get everything that is owed to her. And she's fighting tooth and nail to make sure that happens. Okay? So peace and love to Miss Natanya Rubin. Could only imagine what you've endured over the past 20 some odd years. And I will be the first to say over here at Inside the Industry, we do support you. In other Diddy related news, as y'all know, we have Miss Ethiopia Haptemariam in the left corner here. Y'all may not know what she looks like, but I spoke about her before. They had released a report saying that she would be willing to testify against Diddy in a court of law if his allegations and everything goes to trial, if his case goes to trial. Unfortunately, it looks like she is reneging on that or contradicting or debunking that theory as of today. Okay. So in this article, we just went over Lil Rod and everything. They say the lawsuit claimed that ex-Motown Records chief executive officer, CEO, Ethiopia Haptemariam, was among those involved in a drug and sex trafficking ring for the mogul's alleged RICO enterprise. More specifically, she was accused of being aware that alcoholic beverages were served at his parties, which were laced with illegal substances, right? Lil Rod and his lawyer Tyrone Blackburn have since dropped her from the case, and the 44-year-old has now set the record straight about her involvement in the controversy via a statement shared with All Hip Hop. So this is crazy, right? So there had to be a reason why Lil Rod and Tyrone Blackburn released her, you know what I'm saying, from the documentation. There was some document that also came out and said that she would be willing to cooperate and let anything be known of her involvement or any knowledge of hers that would help this case. However, after she's been removed, she now says, I ain't doing none of that shit, right? Here's her direct quote. She says, I am informed and believe that Mr. Blackburn has falsely represented to various social media sites and other media outlets that I agreed to testify against Mr. Combs. This is completely untrue. I have no personal knowledge of any alleged wrongdoing by Mr. Combs, and there is nothing I could testify to that would be against his interests. Being falsely accused of criminal conduct is deeply upsetting to me. I did no wrong. I never saw or participated in any alleged racketeering enterprise, and I never saw, aided, or abetted, or tried to conceal any trafficking activity. In short, there is no basis for any of the claims asserted against me, and I should never have been named a defendant in the lawsuit. She concluded, my counsel provided a revised declaration that addressed the topics that Mr. Blackburn addressed and corrected his false narrative. I am aware that Mr. Blackburn found my truthful version to be unsatisfactory to him, and he presented yet another version that again presented a false narrative. So according to her, she says, my representation and counsel provided a, declaration against what's going on here. And Tyrone Blackburn and Lil Rod have ran with that and started disseminating information to the blogs and other publications that she was going to testify. She says that she never said that. So we're in a little bit of a case of a whodunit here. Who said what was said? What was the understanding? It seems very convenient that she would come out and say this after being removed from the lawsuit, but let me not say too much on that because I don't know what's real and what's not. Okay? I don't know. I believe that Universal Music Group actually came out and had some words for Lil Rod and his attorney as well. So let's go ahead and see if we can pull that up as also. All right, we've got it. Sir Lucian Grainge, the CEO of Universal Music Group. He is ready to take on Tyrone Blackburn, the lawyer suing Sean Diddy Combs on behalf of Lil Rod, right? So they say Universal Music Group and CEO Lucian are gearing up for a legal war. And it looks like the music industry bigwig is ready to play hardball. Grainge has been dragged into Rodney Lil Rod Jones' lawsuit against Diddy over claims he enabled the bad boy boss, who was signed to Motown, a unit of Universal Music Group. Okay? Lucian Grainge and UMG did partner with Diddy on the project, and they are alleged to have sponsored and participated in such activities, thus being complicit in a situation deemed harmful and unlawful, aka the RICO enterprise. But they say here that Sir Lucian Grainge's lawyer sent Lil Rod and Tyrone Blackburn a letter detailing the falsity and legal baselessness of their claims and allegations against said client, demanding that these claims be dismissed with prejudice. Okay? They criticized Blackburn's tactics and misrepresentations, defending their clients against the accusation of criminal behavior and outlining the steps they've taken to address the claims through legal venues. They say he had no basis for and should never have brought any complaint against our clients, and he should dismiss the amended complaint forthwith. Again, they state it appears that Mr. Blackburn does not believe that this is a satisfactory solution. It is, however, an entirely appropriate solution, given that the claims asserted against our clients are factually and offensively false, and there is no legal basis for any claim against them. If this lawsuit is not dropped with prejudice, meaning it can't be refiled, they plan to use a crucial legal instrument in their arsenal, which is a request for Rule 11 sanctions against Tyrone Blackburn for his prosecutorial approach. Rule 11 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure is a mechanism designed to maintain the integrity of the judicial process by preventing parties from filing frivolous or baseless claims. It requires attorneys to ensure that any document submitted to court is well grounded in facts, legally tenable, and not interposed for any improper purposes such as harassment. So they're saying, hey, you're just harassing me. We don't got nothing going on here. Whatever Diddy has going on, that's on him. If he goes down, we did not have any knowledge of it. The money that we funded to him was not to build a criminal enterprise. It was only to fund his musical projects. So please keep us out of it. I think, honestly, there's no way that you could have been doing business with this nigga. This nigga, whatever he's got going on or had going on over the course of the last 20-something years, if you're close enough to the industry, you know what the fuck been going on. But I'm glad that y'all finna let this nigga fall on his own and try to brush your shoulder off. In the meantime, very smart. I get it. Y'all ain't finna go down with this nigga. Very smart. Failure to adhere to these standards can result in court-imposed sanctions, which may include penalties and the requirement to pay the opposing party's attorney fees. They say we intend to file a motion to dismiss even without our clients being served with process and will follow that in accordance with the requirements of Rule 11 with a motion for sanctions against Blackburn and his client. So, Lil Rod, you gonna... Oh no! The request for sanctions signifies Universal Music Group and Grange's assertive defense strategy, indicating their belief in the baselessness of these accusations. Okay? In addition to suing Diddy on behalf of Lil Rod, Tyrone Blackburn has also waged legal war against T.I. and Tiny. He's also gone against Nicki Minaj and her husband, Kenneth Petty. These lawsuits have attracted media attention due to the nature of the claims lodged against said celebrities. So they're trying to make it seem as though the lawyer that Lil Rod chose is a clout chaser. This is what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that he makes outrageous, baseless claims in order to gain notoriety in the music industry for whatever reason. I don't know what the benefit would be other than his name. But if he's constantly being besmirched, if he's constantly getting trolled and getting thrown out of fucking court, I don't see how this could work in your favor, Lil Rod. Don't tell me you got the people bamboozled out here. If by April 2nd, 2025, Diddy is back in the motherfucking spotlight, dancing and jigging and hugging and kissing on people in Hollywood, receiving more awards, that shit's gonna be very embarrassing. In other Diddy-related news, we do have his baby mama, Miss Misa Hylton, coming out with some things to say as well. She put out a post mostly advocating for her son, Justin, and Christian at that measure, even though that's not her birth child. She came out and said some things, right? Miss Misa says, the overzealous and overtly militarized force used against my sons, Justin and Christian, is deplorable. If these were the sons of a non-black celebrity, they would not have been handled with the same aggression. The attempt to humiliate and terrorize these innocent young black men is despicable. Enough is enough. Did Justin need several laser beams from firearms pointed at his chest? Did Christian need a gun pointed at the back of his head while he was handcuffed? How many times have we seen young, unarmed black men not make it out of these types of situations alive? My son's attorney, Jeffrey Lakeman, is investigating the excessive use of force, which was unnecessary and certainly not required by this search warrant. We will fight for justice utilizing every imaginable resource. I'm not with the propaganda. All right, so that's what Miss Misa had to say. And, I get where she's coming from, but I think a lot of that energy should be directed towards the father. Because if he didn't have all this shit going on in his life and have them at the house stuck while he was out doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do on the other side of the map, perhaps they wouldn't have been there. Perhaps this would have never happened. Perhaps if he wasn't, I don't know if he's been running a trafficking ring, but that's what the allegations state. There's a lot of information going on here. I don't know. His boy got caught with drug possession, which is something that's already been labeled in Lil Rod's lawsuit, so people can try to discredit and pick apart pieces. That's fine. The truth will come out in the end. We'll all have to be wowed by whatever gets brought to the surface. But again, if homeboy was on the up and up, if he had all his ducks in a row, if he was living this clean love lifestyle, your sons would have never been in the middle of this investigation to begin with. Your son is actually detailed in a lawsuit of allegedly witnessing a shooting. He could have actually been the shooter. We don't know because nobody saw who pulled the trigger. But somebody got shot in the bathroom and bled the fuck out for a little bit. Your son and his daddy ran to the back of the studio while other shit was going on. People want to go up for Misa, and she definitely was on Diddy's head not too long ago when Justin got a DUI charge. That's cool. But as of today, yeah, go up for your son. You're supposed to advocate for your son. If you're going to get an attorney and file a lawsuit against the LAPD or whoever, Homeland Security, whoever you got to go against, do that, because there was laser beams and all of that shit, and there is a legal recourse that you can take. But behind the scenes, you better be on that nigga line letting him know, if this shit don't get cleared the fuck up, I'm on your head, nigga. I will throw your ass under the bus so fast you won't know Greyhound had trips coming up. By the time this shit is over, you'll be playing basketball in Pelican Bay. I'm going to put on my public face because my son is involved, but god damn it, you going to have to give me some explanation, some answers, some motherfucking rectification out here. Okay? That's what we need to hear. That's the shit we need to see what's going on. Please, somebody tell me. I'm not going to go in on Miss Misa because, again, that's your child. You don't want to see that happen on the news. You don't want to see that happen on nowhere. Definitely don't want to see a fucking full tactical squad holding guns to your child when he may or may not be innocent, But, again, take that up with the nigga responsible for this shit happening. The nigga that ain't nipped his sexual urges in the bud, allegedly. I don't know. In other weird news, we've got Kevin Hart. As we all know, he's got an ongoing legal battle with his former assistant and her interview with Tasha K and all of these things. Let's just get into it, man. The shit is getting weird. Kevin Hart is claiming that his former assistant not only made false and defamatory statements about him during her explosive sit-down with Tasha, but he's also allegedly eavesdropping. Hold on. Wait. He's also saying that she allegedly eavesdropped during some of his private quote-unquote interactions. What's illegal about that? If she can hear some shit going on and she can make it out, that's illegal? They say the comedian remains embroiled in legal drama with Tasha K, her company Yellen Entertainment, and his ex-staffer Maisha Shakes for alleged civil extortion. Okay? Shakes worked for Hart from August 2017 to October 2020 and allegedly spread malicious lies about the box office sensation during her interview. Hart stated that a show associate reached out to his team before the interview went live, claiming they asked for $250,000 in exchange for the video not going up. We talked about this before. Kevin Hart fervently refused to pay, and the video was published on December 22nd. He claimed that Shakes made inaccurate claims throughout the video, including that he supposedly made a secret video recording of a romantic encounter I had in Las Vegas in 2017 that I faced criminal charges regarding that surreptitious recording. So apparently she's saying that Kevin Hart made video of her having a sexual encounter. Interesting. I haven't seen the video because I don't pay for Tasha K's exclusives. Kevin Hart says, I never recorded any such video and have never been criminally charged with doing so. Hart then accused Ms. Shakes of divulging quote-unquote private information that was not publicly available or known. He says, for example, she spoke about my interactions with my wife during the time period after revelations regarding the Las Vegas incident had come to light. According to Docs, he vented, "I understand from speaking with my security personnel," and Shakes admitted during the interview that she obtained some of this information she discussed by covertly listening through the walls, with her ear to the wall, to private interactions occurring behind closed doors. So you cheated on your wife in the office. She put her fucking ear to the goddamn streets and said, "Damn, I know his wife ain't in there because I never saw her come in." That's your motherfucking fault, my brother. We like you. Hey, man, you're a Hollywood sweetheart. You've had your run. You're still a great businessman. Good comedian. That's debatable to some people. But if it was in the realm of her hearing and she was in the office that day, what more is she supposed to do? You're not refuting that it ever happened. You mad because she heard it through the walls while you was in some walls. Okay. Hart says that he has suffered and will continue to endure damage to his reputation and thus to his present and future business and financial prospects as a result of these allegations. Okay. Tasha K, meanwhile, has asked the court to toss his lawsuit from her eyesight. She's denied all allegations of wrongdoing and said that the matters discussed were of public concern, adding that she did not act with malice. She allowed her simply a platform to express herself. As for Shakes, the former assistant demanded that all claims also be dismissed against her. She argued that the NDA was invalid and that her statements were not defamatory. So, y'all motherfuckers in Hollywood been having a rough time, man. It's looking a little shaky out there. Y'all need to get your feet below you. You know what I'm saying? Eating all that sushi and all that other shit, man. Get you some solids in your system, man. Get your legs up under you, man. Get your sea legs together, because shit is getting a little deep. Okay? And some of the excuses that y'all are bringing forth, they're not strong enough. Not for the types of allegations that you're dealing with and the stories that are being told about y'all behind the scenes now coming to the light. You might want to rethink how you approach this, especially Kevin, bro. You want to talk about some goddamn private conversations heard through the walls? Through the walls? On some yin yang twin shit, man. 369? Come on, shout it, crack it, tell me one more time, man. Y'all got to get low. Anyway, be sure to like and share this video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Once again, if this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. Become an insider. Much love and respect to y'all for rocking with me, and I will see y'all on the next one. Y'all be safe out there. Love on your people, man. Tell somebody that you ain't spoke to in a minute that you love them, and I'll catch y'all later, all right? Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.